I'll go ahead and introduce you. Okay, our speaker, Rona or Rona? Is it Rona?
Rona, yeah.
Rona, okay, thank you. Rona Wong is from the Council of Native American Advancement, and he will share about vocational training today. Is that correct? Yes. And so she's going to share about the program. I think she's working on the CDL training scholarship that we're giving. So go ahead, Rona, whenever you're ready.
Okay, great. Now, while you're looking, good morning, everyone. Part of my reason for jumping on late, I knew you guys had some other business to take care of, but I couldn't find the PowerPoint that I made for all of you. I worked on it last night and I like scrambling through my computer and I can't find it. So I apologize. I'm going to use another presentation that was almost the same. So I apologize, but yeah, nice. Thank you for turning the camera on. I can see everybody over there. Good morning. I'll be on Maui this Saturday for our CDL orientation. We're doing our first CDL program on Maui. We've done 4 programs here on Oahu, and you guys are the first island other than Oahu where we're going to be doing a CDL program. So we're super excited about that. So now I got asked to share about our program. I was very excited. And I just wanted to, thank you guys for all the work you do. Because we got, reached out to about, I think someone from the Rotary Club must have seen maybe an article in the newspaper that we were having this CDL program on Maui. And so I got reached out to about, hey, can we have this scholarship. Can you share our scholarship with your students? So I was like, oh yeah, great. So I think we have 3 people that applied to your scholarship. So I'm very excited to share. Let me see if I can. Okay. There is. Okay, hold on. It looks a little different on here now.
You look like you're driving in a car.
I'm in my car. My house is a little, you know how it is in the morning. It's a little hectic. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. Can you guys see that?
It must be a self-driving car.
Can you see my PowerPoint?
No. Okay,
let me try again.
Post permission, so you should be able to share whatever screen it's on.
This is it.
Thank you. Looks good.
Okay, great. You can see it now. Okay. So I work for the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. We're headquartered on Oahu, in Kapolei, so on the west side of Oahu. And I work for a program at the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement that's called the Hawaiian Trades Academy. So our president and CEO, Kuhio Lewis, launched the Hawaiian Trades Academy in 2019. And it was based on the Papakolea Fire Academy, which has been going on for maybe 12, 14 years now. That organization was started by a bunch of retired fire captains who kind of noticed the local kids weren't doing so well when taking the written test to become a firefighter. So they created this Papakolea Fire Academy where they helped students with reading comprehension, math, and the other gears, things like that were on the written test, and also helped them prepare for the physical agility test for the fire department, as well as did mock interview so that the students would be more successful. So over the past 12 to 14 years, the Papakolea Fire Academy helped about 80 students, participants get into the not only Honolulu Fire Department, but other fire departments across the state, including federal. So our president and CEO took that idea and he's like, I can do that too in other trades. So he launched the Hawaiian Trades Academy in 2019, and it's basically our workforce development program. We want to help economically and socially disadvantaged people in the state, not just Native Hawaiians. So it's open to all Hawaii residents. And our goal is just to help people raise their household income. As you know, it's getting more and more expensive to live here. There's been a couple articles already in the newspaper and on the TV news where people are leaving, because it's just so expensive to make it here. So that's our goal, is just to provide short-term training so that people can increase their household income. Our trainings are very short. And what I mean by short is anywhere from 8 to 14 to 16 weeks. It'll vary based on the industry. And all of our programs, no matter what industry it's in, not only includes skills training in that industry, but also financial literacy, cultural education, and job readiness sessions, so that people not only are educated in the industry, but they have the financial know-how to manage their money better, because again, our hope is to increase their household income. So with that additional income, it's like, what do they do with it? So we go through financial literacy. Our cultural education is very popular, actually. Kumuhina is she's developed her own following, and she's our cultural ambassador. So she talks to them about kuleana, what is their responsibility to their, not only themselves and their ohana, but the community at large. And then we go through job readiness, like, helping them with their resume, interviewing skills, and so forth. So at the end of our training, we hope that the students will finish and leave with various certifications. Again, it'll depend on the industry. So here on the right-hand side, you'll see these are pictures from our various graduations that we've had. Okay, let's go. So since we started, you can see the different trades academies that we've held across the islands. We've done carpentry on Maui, Molokai, and Oahu. In fact, that was the first trades program that we did on Maui and Molokai, and it started in January and February, respectively, of 2020. And then in March of 2020 came the pandemic. So like everyone else, we had to stop all operations for 6 to 7 months. So our students were kind of left in limbo, but we resumed the class. Unfortunately, we did lose some students when we resumed, and of course we had to pivot like everyone else, and we did some teaching virtually, because of gathering restrictions, but we did manage to graduate the Maui and Molokai classes, carpentry classes. The CDL licensing on Oahu, we've done 4 now. And again, Maui is going to be the first one off island outside of Oahu. We've done the fire exam, police exam, and solar installation here on Oahu. So over those programs, it's closer to 500 students that we've serviced, and I know our graduates, we graduated about 355 participants from our various programs. So the nice thing about our Hawaiian Trades Academy is that we've written and received a lot of grant monies. We've received from Aloha United Way, Kamehameha Schools, Office of Hawaiian Affairs. We just got one from Maui County. We're getting some federal funding from the Department of Labor and Industrial Resources. And so we're able to offer our trainings for $100 refundable deposit. So we want students to pay $100. And then if they finish and they graduate from the class, they get the $100 back. The only exception to that is the CDL program. We charge $250 for the CDL because it's actually our most popular program, but also our most expensive program. It costs quite a bit we don't own our own truck to train in. So we've either had to rent from Penske, or we've had to pay the instructor to use their truck. So we pay for truck, diesel, insurance, besides the instructor fee. So that has made our program very popular, of course, right? Because it's very affordable for people. And we find that people like the short-term training, taking a year or a couple years out of someone's life to go get an undergraduate degree is not for everyone. And I'm a great supporter of higher education, but college is not for everybody. So I think we've turned out to be a really good option for some people. So just our impact, just across our programs, our organization, and across the community, we strive to collaborate with the industry professionals and trainers. Before I started at CNHA, I spent quite a number of years in higher education, but now, having done all these different trainings, I'm happy to say I have expanded my network, and now I know all these different industry professionals, and that's been really great. And just partnering with other community partners like yourselves, and we've done things with Maui Police Department, UH Maui College. So we're very thankful, especially because we're off island, and we understand and know that you guys know your island the best, and how it ticks and what makes it work. So we're very thankful to have community partners on each of the islands. And we're just striving to maintain and strengthen networks and relationships. And we hope to continue these programs so that we can provide an option for people that are looking for a quick pipeline into a very specific vocational. We used to call it vocational ed when I was younger. Some places call it career and technical education. But yeah, we want to provide a career pathway for our local residents and give them an opportunity to earn a living wage here. Well, this is an old slide. So again, I apologize. I don't know what happened to the PowerPoint I had put together, but yeah, I wanted to see if anybody had any questions.
I just have a comment. I think demographically, I think this program is so important because so many of the jobs and things we have here in Maui are the types of jobs and the need that we have are the types of jobs you're preparing people for. So it's a great program to be involved. We're so happy to support it. But how many graduates from Maui have you know
Yeah, we've had, let's see, 20, probably about 40 graduates, because we did 2 police classes on Maui. We work with Captain Reed Persley. He's actually been promoted in Maui PD. He might be an assistant or associate chief now. He was our instructor for the Maui PD class. And he was grateful. We were grateful that he did 2 classes for us. And then we did 1 carpentry program on Maui. So about 40 graduates. Our upcoming CDL class is going to be meeting at UH Maui College. They have a simulator there. I don't know if you guys know that, but Maui College used to run a CDL program, and then for whatever reason they stopped doing it. So we did speak with them that we wanted to do this program. They were great. So they're a great partner. They offered for us to use their simulator. So the simulator is like a big driving, like a driving game that you might see at Fun Factory or Dave and Buster's. So there's 3 TV screens, and they have a machine. Not a lot of people here in Hawaii have a simulator. We own one on Oahu, but when we said we wanted to come to Maui to do that class, Maui College offered us use of their simulator. So we're going to be having the simulator training there. And then they also offered us use of their property to train in the truck. So that all of that is huge. And, we couldn't do it without them. And so we have the class that we're starting. We're accepting 10 students. So it's a little bit smaller than what we're used to. Here on Oahu, we've taken 20 students in our CDL class, and it's a lot because there's only one seat in the simulator at a time and one seat in the truck. Unfortunately, we've never used an extended cab for training. Leeward Community College here on Oahu has an extended cab. So they'll have the one student in the seat, the instructor in the front, and 3 students in the back. And the premise is that, they ride along, and the students that are in the back can also learn from whoever's in the seat, right? And listening to what the instructor is instructing. So unfortunately, we don't have that luxury. So having 20 students and doing the class in 14 weeks is pretty aggressive. So we're also partnering with DHX. They're on Maui. That's where our instructor's coming from. And so, being the first class, he's like, hey, you know what? Let's start a little small. So we're taking 10 students. We're splitting them up into 2 groups of 5. They all had to get their CDLA permit and a completed medical certificate before they could even be considered for our class. So we have five students ready to go for the first part of the class, right? So we're dividing into 2 groups of 5. We are still looking for 5 more students to do group B. We've had enough applicants, but not all of them have secured the CDLA permit and medical certificate yet. So if you guys know of anybody, please refer them to our website. It's an online application. It's free to apply, but they do have to get the CDLA permit on their own. And it's not an easy thing to do. There's 3 tests that people have to take in order to get the permit. And the 3 parts are general knowledge, air brakes, and combination. That's the names of the 3 parts. And so students have to pass all 3 parts, and then they get their permit. And that's an out-of-pocket cost. Each test costs about $15 to $20. So yeah, that's something we realize is a little bit of a hurdle. We've done a class. We've done 2 classes here on Oahu where we help students get their permit as part of the program, right? So they come in with nothing. We help them get their permit and their license. And it just proved to be very challenging because everybody moves at different paces. And so we had some people, pass all 3 parts on the first attempt, which is very rare. But we had more students that needed to retake the test over and over and over. So it was hard to move that class forward. Everybody was moving at a different pace. So in talking to the instructors that we've contracted with, including the one there on Maui, he was like, you know what, they need to come in with their permit already. So yeah, if you know of anyone that's interested, that you can have them call me, or they can go to our website and apply to our program.
Yeah, one more. Any other questions?
What's the need on Maui? How many students could they take because of the need if they had the instructors, or do they have like a waiting list?
Do you have a waiting list, Rona?
The applications have been a little slow, to be real honest, for the Maui CDL program. So we have about 12 applicants so far.
So they have enough. So okay. One more question, I guess. That's anybody else. How often do you run this consecutively? Like, do you run classes and then when the classes are done, you start up another cycle, or do you only do it once a year?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear you. Can you repeat?
Do you run classes consecutively? So after you finish these classes, you'll start another set of classes?
We're not sure about the CDL program specifically. I'm not sure if you're asking just about CDL, but our programming depends on our funding.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're definitely trying to do more on Maui. We've had a lot of interest because we've also partnered with Keala at Kamehameha Schools Maui. She's a great on-island resource for us too. So in fact, she's the one that helped us find our instructor for the police class that we did. She knew Reed Persley, and yeah, so we're right now, it is our hope to do another CDL class later this year, but we'll see how this first one goes. And we also meet with people to talk about what's needed on island, you know, and try to respond to the needs of the community. For example, you know, we've been in talks with UH Maui College, and looks like, I can't confirm, but looks like they might start some kind of CDL program, because there's I think Polynesian Adventures has a lot of, they need drivers. And so I think in response to that, Maui College may be starting a CDLB class. I'm not real sure. I think they're still in the talking stages, but we've been talking with them, you know, maybe we can do an A and the college can do a B, so that we're not, you know, offering this exact same program, but we can still fulfill the needs of the industry there.
Yeah, spoke on the phone or email. So we got applications we're really excited about, and I was just gonna say, you guys are offering more programs in the future. Tends to do our vocational scholarships once a year. So if you think about us next year, usually, you know, January, February, we'll release the application. So if you guys are doing another program on Maui, whether it's the CDL or urban trade or whatnot, you know, if there's a way maybe we'll stay in touch and try to keep an eye on what you guys are doing here too.
I caught a little bit of it. Sorry, I have my
Okay.
volume all the way up, and I heard a little bit of January or
I know it's all garbled up. It's all garbled goop.
We start our vocational scholarships in January.
oh
And so we can help out in other ways for other programs you might have. We'd like, you know, we put that out there, and oftentimes we have a difficulty finding people to take to try to scholar. So this is a great program for us to support. And if you have other programs you'd like us to help out with too, we'd like to do that.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, our
Just let us-
partnership is so great.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
I know you have to run, so thank you so much for, unless you have anybody else that you can. Thank you so much for coming online, Rona, and fitting us into your busy schedule.
Well, no, thank you for the opportunity to share. I really appreciate it. And good to meet all of you. And it looks like the weather's okay over there. I know the weather's been crazy across the island.
It was raining pretty good earlier, but now it looks like the sun out, so that's good.
Great.
So
That's
keep
awesome. I'll be on
Rona,
island
thanks
Saturday.
for driving the
so-
speed limit, Rona.
Yeah. Thank you all. You guys have a great and safe day.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Thank you.